It's summer, it's Payne County, and we are your priests. Woo-woo! Father Brian O'Brien here, pastor of St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church, west side of Stillwater. I am joined by a very special guest. I'm just kidding. He's the co-host
and the pastor of the other Catholic church that is still under construction.
How's that going?
I'm the renter of Old St. Francis Xavier.
You've been very good tenants, and I hope we've been good owners. I know there's been a few. There's always,
other than the roof catching on fire.
Come on, the roof leaks at the old church.
Oh yeah, leaks like a sieve.
Like a sieve.
Yes. How's it going? Well,
tell us about your construction.
We've had some interesting, some delays, just because of the material doesn't exist, like roofing material. It's just
like a black hole.
Yeah, it all got eaten up by a giant roofing sea monster.
And is this COVID related? Is this inflation related?
No, it's just production.
Whose fault is it?
Production. And there was a roofing company that produces material for roofs, and it caught on fire. They have two manufacturing facilities, and so now one manufacturing is supplying everything. At one point in time, our bricklayers, I don't know what happened to them, but they didn't show up for almost 2 weeks. It's like, bro, what's going on here?
They're laying brick elsewhere?
Well, they need bricklayers all over the place, and there's not enough to go around.
I don't need bricklayers.
You probably do.
But I did at one point, because our church is 420,000 bricks.
420,000? I thought maybe you needed it for your 3-point contest. Oh
my, wow. Hey, there is rumors of a pre-seminarian basketball game this summer.
There is.
Father David Carvajal texted me and asked if we could host it. I told him our gym is tiny.
No, that's a great gym for fat priests. But I mean, out of shape priests?
Oh, it is better. Yeah, it's a little shorter.
It's short.
I think I would coach. My knees don't work, man.
I know you don't.
Yeah, I would do it if there was a 3-point contest. I would be in it. But we may have a volleyball. We might do a volleyball tournament too. Priests versus seminarians.
Let's do it.
And we do have a volleyball court.
And I can dominate those punks. Yeah, right in the face.
Our seminarians there's some.
Have you ever had sand kicked in your face?
I have.
When you get sand kicked in your face?
My brother's done that to me numerous times. I'm going to the beach this summer.
Are you?
Yeah. My family's going to
Galveston, Houston?
Yeah. We're going to the Boulevard Peninsula, man.
Whoa, that sounds...
We got a house. It's going to be 20 of us in a house.
Oh.
Pray for me.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be cool. This is the one where my dad is a listener, so I, got to be careful if I gossip about my own dad. This is the one where over Christmas, he was asking everyone what they want to eat in June. We were all like, Dad, I don't know. I mean, food. I'm going to have some Diet Dr. Pepper at some point, maybe some burgers. It's pretty much what I want. But anyway, he's ready. He's pumped. My dad is, as you know, super organized and fired up for Galveston. Anyway, so back to your church.
So they're doing the art right now. They're up in Connecticut at John Canning Art Studios.
Why aren't they in your church doing the art?
Well, they're producing it on the canvases. They're going to roll it up, ship it out here, and and then they're going to put up the scaffolding and then just put it right to the walls. It's going to be so cool when this is done. So it's trucking along. I think, Manhattan Construction's, that's my advertisement for the day. Shameless plug for Manhattan Construction.
This episode of Pastors of Pain brought to you by
Larry Rooney of Manhattan Construction.
Manhattan Construction, making all your wildest dreams come true.
I think their thing is building excellence.
Churches for the next century.
Uh-huh.
Find us at Manhattan. I don't know.
So Justin Fiegel and Tim Ebe and Reagan LaPlante.
Now you're just name dropping.
Not just name dropping. These guys are doing a fantastic job. And Steve Cooper down there in Oklahoma City, just you
got a team. You got a good team.
It's a great team of people. And so it's moving forward. And I mean, by the end of May, about all of the north wall of brick should be up. And they should have all the decking in to put the bells in, because the bells showed up on site last week.
So when somebody says, Father, when is the church going to be done? What do you say?
We were talking about weddings last week.
Yeah.
I had some former students who called me and they said, we'd like you to do our wedding. And I heard they called you also.
They called me after you.
Because they know I'm the best. You're second. Actually, you're like 16th. They called 15 other priests in between you. No. And I just told them, I said, I'd love to do your wedding. I'm unable to agree on a date because the end of January, first week in February is dedication time. Now, it might be the middle of February or maybe,
as of right now, you're still saying mid-January.
End last 2 weeks of January, first 2 weeks of February.
Okay.
Just hold those
That's
times.
Awesome. That's very cool.
You better be there. And if you're not,
planning to be there.
If you're not, I'm short sheeting your bed.
What does that do?
Short sheet is where you take these sheets.
Yeah, I know.
And you move them up a little. And when you climb in, you put your legs down and you your knees are bent. And you're like, and you actually have to get out of bed.
I have bad knees.
You have to get out of bed and readjust your sheets. Oh. It's pretty funny.
All right.
I got short sheeted a couple of times in basic training.
Don't do that. I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah, so what do you guys got? What do you got planned over here?
We got a rockin' summer. So actually starting today, so this is airing May the 29th-ish.
My ordination anniversary.
Congratulations.
12 years, dude.
I just had, the other day was my 15th.
Oh.
On May 26th, the feast of St. Philip Neri. What's your feast day? Is Augustine?
St. Kerry of Tulsa.
Whatevs. Isn't it like Augustine?
It was Trinity Sunday that year.
Oh, it was?
I don't know.
Isn't it a feast day?
May 29th. Let me look it up. Keep talking.
I think it's Augustine Zan.
Hey, talk about whatever you're. Come on.
Augustine Zan.
Why are we both looking these things up?
Oh, it's Ascension this year. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we have this evening is our Spanish parish mission. So if you notice the guest that we have wandering the rectory, it is Father Mauricio Carrasco.
Does he speak English?
Of Chihuahua, Mexico. He moved here when he was 11.
I'm going to go with yes.
And he is a pastor in Russellville, Arkansas, and he's coming over to give talks Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. That's going to be awesome.
Okay.
This summer, man, the bishops of the United States have asked for a Eucharistic revival, kind of in response to major survey data that says, a lot of Catholics don't believe in the real presence, when in fact it's very central to who we are and what we do. So we're going all in. So we got for our kids, we have Vacation Bible School.
Yes.
Where they're gonna learn about adoration and other awesome stuff. We're doing our music camp again. We haven't figured. Right now it's just called Music Camp. But because we haven't figured out a good name for it.
It's just called Music Camp?
A couple years ago, we called it Camp Rhapsody, which I thought was cool. But anyway.
And so you're not going with it again?
It's not, I don't have strong feelings about the name, so I'm staying out of that
Camp St. Cecilia?
We talked about that, too.
How about I got a School of Rock?
We talked about that, too. Were you in the meeting? Wow.
No, but I think of all sorts of
spying on us? So for kids, then later on in the summer, we're having a movie night.
Neighborhood Jam. Not only a restaurant.
We're having a movie night. We're going to show Father Stu. It's going to be be
You're going to show it outside with little kids?
Just kidding.
Have you heard how many F-bombs
I did. I saw it.
You saw it.
They were asking, we were having this conversation like, well, what movie like last year we showed Rudy, and then we did that movie about Fatima. Anyway, I just think Father Stu is an uplifting story. I think the kids should see it. Then in the fall for the kids, we're going to do, this year we did Xavier Kids, which is our Sunday morning program. We did it like kind of every other Sunday, and it was partially kind of coming out of COVID. Anyway, we're doing it next year, every Sunday, and it's going to be stinking awesome. So that's for the kids. For the teenagers, we've got the Steubenville Youth Conference.
Oh, yeah.
We've still got a couple spots left. Our seminarians are going to go on that, which is cool. We got the youth mission trip to Mount Bayou, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it on the previous podcast.
So they're going to go to that. We have Camp Xavier, which the theme is the Eucharist. The theme is the bread of life. So it's going to be multiple nights of teaching on the gift of the Eucharist. Then we're doing 2 what we call Xavier Family Nights, which are going to be Eucharistic centered, including one that's going to have adoration and English and Spanish testimonies, and all that is going to be out on the what we are now referring to as the plaza. The plaza?
The plaza is that area out in front of the church?
Out in front of the church.
Oh, the concrete walk-up.
Yeah, the concrete area / bowl of grass is now known as
the bowl of grass.
That's what you called it. You guys had your cookout out there?
Yeah, instead of a rice bowl, we called it a grass bowl.
And you said Yeah, we're gonna have it on the bowl out there. And I was like,
bowl.
we got to come up with a name. Anyway, it's now the plaza. So we're having 2 of those. Where families, Spanish, English, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then in Spanish, I can't even believe it. We have these wonderful sisters from El Salvador, via Tulsa.
The ones at St. Francis?
They're at St. Peter and Paul.
Okay.
And they come once a month on Saturdays for 3 hours, and they teach about the faith, about the catechism. So that's been going on the last few months, and we're going to have that for the next 3 years.
Every Saturday?
Every first Saturday of the month.
In the summertime?
From 10 to 1. All year.
All year?
All year.
Okay.
Totally awesome. So in addition to the Spanish...
Let's say this in Spanish.
The Spanish Parish Mission. Well, they'll know. I mean, we're announcing and yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Tenemos hermanas religiosas de El Salvador y de Tulsa, de San Pedro y San Pablo, y ellos están con nosotros en el primer sábado de cada mes por 3 años.
A enseñar la fe y la catecismo
teaching
a la
the
gente.
Faith and teaching the catechism. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful.
As they say in Spanish,
que fantastico. Que bien, padre. Then we have Spanish Bible study, which is Saturday evenings. We have a group from St. Francis Xavier in Tulsa who's coming. It's like kind of a charismatic prayer group / Bible study. Woo, baby. It's awesome. My gosh. Then I'm doing my summer Saturday morning catechism class.
Oh, yeah. This is round 3.
This is round 4. This is year 4. So it's actually this is my 5th summer in Stillwater, but we did not do the COVID summer.
This is pillar 4.
So we're doing the 4th part of the catechism on Christian prayer.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to want to come. So that starts June 11th. So it's the Saturdays of the summer, 9:45 to 11.
Weddings
in the summer.
Long.
That's okay. Yeah, you've read the catechism. Oh, man, I don't even know what else is. Just a lot of other.
You need to take a vacation, too.
Cool. I'm going with my family to Galveston for a week. I'm going to a youth conference in Phoenix. I'm going to...
We have our priest convocation?
We have our priest convocation. We have our priest group in July. There's going to be actually multiple times in this summer that I'm out of town. I'm going to Hawaii in October.
Wait, what?
I'm going to Hawaii.
Which island?
I'm fulfilling my 20-year bucket list pilgrimage dream.
You're going to be in the Oval Office?
I do want to go to the Oval Office.
If anybody can get Father O'Brien in the Oval Office, call him.
So I have three secular goals. Ready?
Go.
I want to spend some time in the Oval Office, just like 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes sniffing around? Whoa. 10 minutes? Remember the National Treasure you made me watch? A stupid movie like that? Movie. You're going to snoop around and look for...
Whatever. Just 10 minutes in the Oval Office. I want to fly on Air Force One.
Whoa. That's big.
I have no idea how that's going to happen. And then the last thing, and this is fairly recent. You're familiar with the NFL draft?
Uh-huh.
I would like to be in the room, like the guy getting drafted, gets a phone call from the team and they film it. I love watching those. It's like the guy's wildest dreams coming true. Hey, Kerry, this is, Bill from the New England Patriots, and we're going to draft you right here. And so they find out from the coach, and everybody's crying, and I want to be in that room. You mean somebody who gets drafted.
Like this 230th pick?
I don't care.
Or 5?
I don't care. That's my bucket list. But anyway, on my religious bucket list is Hawaii.
Which island? Molokai.
So I'm giving a parish retreat.
A what?
I'm giving a retreat.
To who?
At a parish.
For what? Come on.
On stewardship.
There it is. Okay.
So I'm going to Hawaii for this retreat to give the retreat.
Which island? Oahu?
Kona, the Big Island.
You're going to a Big Island?
The Big Island, yeah.
Okay.
And
you're going to go to
Maui? Which, by the way, was 3 days ago when I learned that the Big Island was called Kona. If I'm even saying that right, I have no idea. So then I'm working on trying to get to Molokai.
There's a boat that goes
Kuala Lumpur.
There's a boat that goes from Lahaina on Maui.
I have no idea. Yeah.
So
there's planes, there's boats. There used to be mules.
Don't be confused with Molokini, which is a small island off the coast of Maui that blew up. I don't know, a couple thousand years.
I think I'll be able to distinguish.
One's a snorkeling
but anyway,
trip.
all that is happening this summer. So you said to go on vacation. I got some time.
And no, October. You should take 2 weeks when you go to Hawaii.
That's a busy time around here.
Oh, well, I think your associate will handle it.
I hope so.
There'll be 3 of us priests here in town.
Yeah.
And guess what? When you leave town, you realize
they don't need me.
How much nobody needed you. You're like, wow, I'm totally replaceable.
Okay, I can. Yes, cemeteries are filled with indispensable people.
I agree.
So anyway, that's the summer, generally.
Wow.
I think I may have forgotten some things, but it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting, all that we have going on for peeps. I'm very excited about our uptick in Spanish offerings. Oh, and we're going to do a Spanish adult confirmation class because we got so many adults that are not confirmed.
Yeah.
We're going to do that Wednesday nights. Ooh, man, it's going to be killer.
Well, you know what's different between your ministry and mine is you have permanent people here.
Yeah, you're a little more transient. We have transients.
All mine left.
There's still a few. There were a couple at Daily Mass.
Yeah, there was the
what's his name and who's it who
and that girl.
And what's her face?
Yeah,
they were all there. I saw them.
Looking holy. So when we have our first Sunday Mass, because we won't have Mass Memorial Day weekend, and then students will be to school on Tuesday after Memorial Day. And then we're going to throw a cookout at the rectory.
What day?
On that Tuesday. And
is that on the kitchen calendar?
It is on the official My Memory Bank calendar.
No. Kitchen calendar or it doesn't exist.
I whited out a bunch of people off your calendar.
The seminarians?
The seminarians.
They can't come.
Kyle Dow's going to have to
move out for 2 weeks in the middle of the summer.
Sorry, this has been subleased.
Sorry, bro.
So we're when students get back, we're going to take a survey and try to figure out what we're going to do we have plans like.
So you have Mass every day? Yeah.
We have Mass every day. And then on Sundays, we always play volleyball. There's Sunday night volleyball, right? Yeah. We cook out in the evening. And a couple times a month, we'll have breakfast at the rectory because everybody else is gone. You and Father Duck are over at the parish for Mass.
We're probably going to change our Mass times
on
a little
Sunday?
Bit. Oh, no, not on Sunday.
Oh,
you're having people over Sunday morning?
Yeah, Sunday after our 10 a.m. Mass.
Oh, I see.
And then we go over and sort of rush St. Francis to find out all the kids that are here that we didn't even know about, and we run over there.
Come to our 11:15.
Yeah.
Okay.
12 o'clock. Just pile in over there and just wait for people and just collect them.
Harass them.
And so there'll be all sorts of stuff like little road trips and going to rodeos and going to different concerts, baseball games here in Stillwater. We're gonna get a corral together and just take a bunch of students and cook out. And it'll be fun.
I want to
go. There's a beautiful lake here in town, Lake
Boomer.
Carl Blackwell.
Oh.
Sooner?
The pond at Taylor and Brett's.
Again, how did we get two lakes just north of us? One is called Boomer, the other one's called Sooner. Texas sucks.
Oh my.
That's the
horns down, baby.
Horns down. That's the phrase I always learned when I was a kid. Boomer, Sooner, Texas sucks.
Horns down.
Yeah.
Gig 'em.
So Gig 'em, I think that's A&M, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, okay. What's the coach of A&M? What's his name? Like Buddy something or other? Ricky Bobby?
Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher.
That's the coach at A&M. Yeah.
Wow. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff going on this summer. We didn't go on our pilgrimage because of COVID
the Rona.
And stuff shut down and just one thing.
It made it hard to travel. Yeah.
It made it really difficult because different states would do different things and even different towns. Like you'd have two towns and you wanted to stay in one town because there was a retreat center, and then the next town over had nothing, and your retreat center town had all these restrictions on it. So it was just
Okay, let's talk about the Eucharistic Revival that the U.S. bishops are about to sort of unveil. You're going to, people will be hearing a lot more about it.
And why would they do something like that?
We've talked about before. I mean, in our 200 something episodes, we've done 6, 7, 8 or so on various aspects of the Eucharist. Mm-hmm. And one of the things is that a lot of people don't know a lot about the church's teaching on the Eucharist, don't believe in the Eucharist, believe it's just a symbol, believe all kinds of things. And I think there's a desire, if the Eucharist really is, if the Mass is the source and the summit of the Christian life, if it's really the highest form of prayer, then people need to both know about it and spend time with Him.
I'm going to do something real quick.
You do something. Go. What are you doing?
You hear this?
Yeah?
Those are my keys.
Yeah?
Start it up, people.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Well, I mean, that's what we need to do, because at the heart of our Catholic faith is, yes, Jesus died and rose from the dead, and He has given us this great gift, which is his body, blood, soul, and divinity.
Boom.
Yeah, go read John chapter 6. I told the students the week before they left in May and early May, I said, this summer, I want you to become an expert on something. Like say it was on the feast day of St. Athanasius. Like St. Athanasius became an expert on the humanity and divinity of Jesus Christ. And that's why we have that word consubstantial with the Father in the Creed.
Yes.
I mean, he suffered for growing in knowledge of the humanity and divinity of Jesus Christ and why that is so important and then why we're not Arians and Christianity's not dead. Become an expert in something and give your life to it. And so I told them for the whole week. Engineering. I said, I want you all to become experts in the Eucharist.
Yep.
I want you to read little texts. I want you to grab some podcasts. I want you to go to Eucharistic Adoration and hang out with Jesus. I want you to become experts in the Eucharist, which is our food that is bringing us to heaven.
Amen.
So become experts in it.
It's true.
Well, they do that survey, that what is it, the Pew poll?
Pew survey.
Yeah, the Pew survey, and they come back
research group. Yeah.
And they come back and they give these sort of shocking answers like, 30% of Catholics believe that the Eucharist is really the body and blood of Jesus. I'm like,
oh boy,
that's frightening.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a kind of basically a 3-year kind of effort that ultimately is going to end up with a Eucharistic Congress or a Eucharistic Revival in Indianapolis in 2024.
There was one of those that was at St. Meinrad in like the 20s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's some like old school pictures of like Eucharistic things like at Soldier Field in Chicago, 80,000 people. So it's going to be, they think there'll be like 100,000 people in Indianapolis. But then the biggest stuff has to take place at the parish level. So we're gonna fire it up. So we're doing this kind of these Save Your Family nights about the Eucharist. We're gonna do a lot of teaching, a lot of preaching. I've already talked to Father Healy about I just told him, I said, just get ready to teach on the Eucharist. So maybe you want to like walk people through a document. Maybe you want, something like that. But then the other thing, we're trying to increase our adoration times and then our mass times.
Eucharistic adoration.
So there's going to be days during next year during the school year, there's going to be days when there are 4 daily masses
in this town,
in Stillwater.
Yeah. You got my email.
Yeah. So we're kind of finishing that up. We're debating. So I think the morning, our 7 a.m.s are going to go away in favor of an evening. So there'll still be time for the work people.
Yeah.
Who now can go before work, can come after work. And then those evening masses then will like kind of be a springboard to events. So Tuesday night there'll be mass and then RCIA. Wednesday night there'll be Spanish mass followed by Spanish, confirmation and kids Bible study and stuff like that.
It's beautiful to be able to do that, to meet around the Eucharist, to spend time and then go out from there.
It's who we are.
And we're moving ours to our 7:30.
7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an option for people.
So that we can have mass Eucharistic adoration with confessions and then have benediction at 9.
Yep.
And students' classes start right around 9.
Yep.
So we're, one of the things we're doing is we're also preparing to be in this new building. So whatever we set in stone now is going to have to be in place for the new church.
Well, and I would say to give yourself some, having moved into a new building, the mass times that we had on day 1 are not the mass times we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just gonna learn of like this is
silly.
We thought this would work, and it did. I really thought our 2 days a week, Monday or Wednesday and Thursday, 7 a.m. I thought would really be a draw, and it's been fine. It's usually about 20 to 30 people.
Uh-huh.
I really thought it would be as big as like the midday mass. People on their way to school, people on their way to work. So we're mixing it up.
How big is the midday?
Oh, the midday. The Friday mass is 50 plus. Sometime during Lent, there's probably 80 people there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
Is it because they do it as they go for their faith life, or they're skipping out on work?
I think it's both. I think people come from work and go to mass and then go back to work. It's a whole variety of people, retired people, homeschool. Uh-huh. So it's not, especially if you're a teacher, you're not leaving school in the middle of the day. But that's where the evening mass will come in. or they could go, depending, they could go to your 7:30.
Bar them at the door.
But the goal is, if we're having a Eucharistic revival, then as your priests, we have a responsibility to do what we can do. Which one of the things that we can do that nobody else in this town can do,
turn bread and wine to Jesus,
is make the Eucharist available, right? I mean, that's it. There's 4 of us.
Yeah.
3 of us now and 4 of us after July 1st, and that's it.
How come I missed this? I saw...
It really hasn't, like... I don't think it's in the bloodstream.
You saw the new saints that were canonized a couple weeks ago, like Charles de Foucauld, and then a lot of Italians. Like, who are these people?
There's one lady who's 4'4". I want to learn more about her. Isn't that fun?
Tiny little lady.
That's like smaller than my mom.
But I heard about the canonization of these new saints before I heard about this Eucharistic revival. But it actually does come.
It all goes together.
We talked about it. It was on one of our Eucharist podcasts. We did a show.
Maybe, are we the inspiration? Oh my gosh.
I think maybe we are.
Oh my gosh, we have such an overinflated sense of self-importance.
Did Pope Francis hear our podcast, or did the Bishops' Conference listen to us?
He told me he was a listener. I just didn't believe him, but I guess he is.
But now?
I didn't know Bishop Condola was listening. Archbishop Gomez in L.A.
Is that who started this?
Well, isn't he the head of the bishops?
I think so.
What do I know? So anyway, the Eucharistic Revival, we're going to have more masses, but you got to, I say this every summer, the summer is not a time to take
a leave of absence?
A leave of absence from your faith. It's actually a time to dive in deeper, because you, generally speaking, depending on who you are, you have more time. People associated with OSU, professors, staff, I think it slows down a little bit in the summer. Now, if you're a lifeguard, if you clean pools,
mow lawns, and
you're probably going to be a little busier, but you can still come too.
Oh, yes.
So dive in, get a good feel for what's out there. Get it on your calendar. Bring your kids, bring your neighbors. The summer in Stillwater. The other thing we're really doing, we have a new position, new staff member. Her name is Amanda Fiorazzo. She was one of your students, and then she graduated. She's our hospitality coordinator. So we're going to be firing up neighborhood gatherings.
Whoa.
Neighborhood gatherings. Be on the lookout. If you would like to host one, you let me know.
I would love to host one.
We'll host one. It'll be me and you and the McMullins and the Hydes.
And the cows.
And the LTAP folks that live down the street. Ethan Kyle could come. Missy White.
Oh, yeah.
Missy and Daryl could come.
We'll host one for our little region.
There's probably some other people.
And we'll invite some randos
within
over.
our, maybe a 2 square mile.
And then we'll invite some randos over.
I'm down.
We'll hey, bring a friend to this dinner.
We'll take a broad interpretation of neighborhood.
From this gravel road to this gravel road.
So that's going to happen this summer as well. So that won't be necessarily Eucharistic, but it'll be getting people active and meeting each other.
It's those 4 parts of Acts 2:40 something or other, where they say, what are the 4 most important things? It's the teaching of the apostles, the breaking of the bread, which is the Eucharist, prayer, and apostolic teaching. And it's that's that communal life that then helps these people.
Sorely lacking.
Communal life really helps us grow in a deeper relationship with God, because we're experiencing the love of God through other people.
Yep. My evangelization director, Jessica Petter, she says that food is God's love made edible.
What is it? That. Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy.
There might be some beer at the neighborhood gatherings.
Ooh.
But we should totally host one, especially with the new priests.
Yes.
Help people get to know them and eat some good food. Ooh, go to people's houses, maybe bless them. We could bless their houses. Mm. We also have a lot of new people moving in. So if you're new, let us know who you are. If you're leaving, let us know that you're leaving, so we know that you left and we're not all worried about you. And maybe we can even help you connect to your new parish. We're happy to do that. Maybe we know the priest. Maybe, we're here to help. Okay, we're going. It's the end of May. It's the end of May. Happy June, everybody. Let's fire it up. Eucharistic Revival, Pastors of Pain. Have a great summer. We'll see you next week.
Peace.